Okay, we're back with another video, and this time it's all about two of the most iconic droids in the galaxy, R2-D2 and C3PO from Wicked Studios. This one's going to be a blast because it takes me right back to those childhood memories of seeing them in the original Star Wars trilogy for the first time. With the files all hollowed and supported in Chitterbox, just one final check and we're ready to print. With the printing already underway, I got lucky. R2-D2 fit perfectly in one piece on my Saturn for Ultra. It's always a relief when everything lines up, especially since I'm printing this at 1/6 scale to match the original movie characters. Printing at this size really brings out the details and makes them feel like miniature replicas straight from the films. Next up is C3PO. The print looks like it came out the slightest bit shifted, but I think it will manage. For removing the supports, I've switched to using a blow dryer on the hottest setting. It's a game changer. It directly targets the supports and makes removal so much easier and cleaner. Once the supports were off, I moved on to washing and curing everything in my Mercury excess bundle. I made sure to let everything dry thoroughly before tossing it under the UV cure. You don't want any wet spots curing on the model. It can ruin the surface and leave imperfections. Taking the time to dry it completely ensures a clean, flawless finish. With the curing done, it's time to clean up any remaining support marks. For this, I use a mix of tools. Small power sanders, clippers, and files, all essential for smoothing out imperfections and getting the model ready for the next steps. A little patience here goes a long way to ensure a polished finish. With the cleanup out of the way, we're ready to prime. I probably should have gone with a white primer for R2-D2, but since I didn't have one on hand, I used a standard black primer instead. It just means I'll need a couple of extra coats of white when it's time to paint him. On the bright side, the black primer will actually help when painting the metallic silver top of his head, giving it a nice base to work from. Oops, almost forgot. C3PO's got one silver leg. It's such a quirky detail, but I think it really adds character to the model. Let's get it painted. There we go. Now he's looking properly distinguished. To keep C3PO's leg and R2-D2's head looking pristine, it's time for a little painter's tape magic. These details deserve some extra care while we get the rest of the build ready. With the masking done, it's time for the star of the show, C3PO's iconic gold finish. And for this, I'm breaking out my newer Water Eclipse airbrush. This thing is a drastic upgrade from my old generic Amazon airbrush, which, let's be honest, spent more time clogging than painting. To get that perfect golden hue, I'm mixing 2 shades of Pro Acryl gold. C3PO's color is a tricky one. It's not just gold. It's a subtle mix of tones that give him that polished, cinematic look. Now this is what I call smooth. As soon as the gold dried, I couldn't wait to remove the tape and see how it all came together. There's something so satisfying about this moment. It's like unwrapping a gift you made yourself. And there it is. The contrast between the shiny gold and the silver leg is just perfect. Seeing C3PO's transformation, I couldn't resist, I had to rush to unravel R2-D2 as well. With the masking off, it's time to bring in the finer details. First up, all of R2-D2's iconic blue accents. This is where the build really starts to come to life. I'm using a fine-tipped brush to make sure the edges are crisp and clean. When working on details like this, it's all about precision and taking your time. The blue accents aren't just for decoration, they give R2 his personality. From his dome panels to the body details, these touches make him instantly recognizable. Seeing the blue against the shiny silver finish is so satisfying. It's like the droid is waking up, one brush stroke at a time. Seeing the blue details come together has been so rewarding. And there's a lot more to come with this build. If you're enjoying the process so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more epic 3D builds and painting projects. Your support helps bring these creations to life. A little bit of blue, and R2-D2 is already starting to look like the loyal Astromech we all know and love. But there's still plenty more to do, so let's keep it going. With the dome panels already underway, we'll shift our focus to the intricate body details that truly bring his personality to life. This part requires patience and precision, but it's incredibly rewarding to see everything come together. I try to stay focused, take my time, and enjoy the process, and remind myself not to rush through the line work. We're making steady progress, and this little droid is really starting to take shape. With so many intricate details, it's been quite the challenge, but now it's time to sit back and enjoy a quick montage of the remaining blue details coming to life. As I work through the blue accents, I'm focusing on maintaining clean, sharp edges. Each panel has its own unique shape, so it's important to take my time to avoid overpainting. Using a smaller brush here really helps with precision. These blue sections are what give R2-D2 his distinctive personality. It's amazing how such small details can transform a plain surface into something iconic. This vibrant ultramarine blue from Monument Hobbies really pops against the metallic silver and white base, creating that classic look. And there we have it, the blue accents are done. And R2-D2 is finally starting to look like the droid we all know and love. With every detail painted, he's one step closer to completion. So let's keep going. Next up, we're tackling the lens and red dot on R2-D2's head. Once painted, a clear coat will give the black lens a glass-like finish, just like in the movies. We'll apply that gloss coat later after finishing a few more of the smaller details. Now, it's time to work on the silver parts and metal details. There are plenty of small sections to cover, so I'll be using reference images to ensure everything matches the movie as closely as possible. To get the perfect look for these details, I'm using a custom blend of 3 paints. This mix ensures the shades are rich and accurate, giving R2-D2's features the depth and vibrancy they deserve. As I carefully work on these metallic accents, I'm paying extra attention to areas like the bolts and panel edges. These small details might be subtle, but they add so much realism to the final look. With the silver details done, we'll move back to the lens for a few thick layers of gloss clear coat to achieve that perfect, glassy finish. While the gloss coat dries, and with R2-D to nearly complete, let's shift focus back to C3PO to tackle the finer details. It's time to bring this protocol droid to life. C3PO's exposed stomach wires are one of his most unique and recognizable features, so getting these right is crucial. While I could match the original colors, I've decided to have some fun with this step by using a variety of bright, vibrant shades to really make them pop. Every wire adds a new layer of complexity and realism to C3PO's design. These small details might take time, but they're what make this build truly stand out. With C3PO's stomach wires complete, I'll shift my focus to his eyes. To give them a bright and lively glow, I'll mix gold and yellow paints, experimenting until I find the perfect balance. After carefully going over the build and finishing all the final details, the project is complete. Seeing R2-D2 and C3PO together in their fully painted glory is such a rewarding moment. From printing to painting, this has been an amazing journey. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here's the final result.